Welcome back to 7 out of 10, the game where we test our contestants' knowledge of video games and the scores that review site IGN has given them. We're still joined by Dean, Sammi, and Alicia. The scores are Dean with
900,
Alicia with 550, and Sammi with 450. Also, it was brought to my attention that we never introduced the person behind the scenes, Jason, who we've mentioned by name and who has been talking, and
it would have been funnier if you
introduced.
never touched on this.
Or just
Jason is
embody
here.
voice.
Just let him be the podcast ghost.
So for the next, to see who starts the next round, we're gonna play a round of Guess the Game, which will just be from the website Guess the Game, which is a very great site, and I recommend checking it out. They release daily games with screenshots for you to try and figure out what the game is. Whoever gets this game correct will get 200 points. And then we will guess the rating. Whoever gets the rating gets 100 points, because everything in round 2 is double.
I already wasn't comfortable with my lead, and now you've made it worse.
It's not multiplied by 7.
I'm going to start. Each timer will be for, let's say, 15 seconds, and then if no one buzzes in, I will show the next image. All right.
Very well.
Are you guys ready? There we go.
How many times can we guess? Can we guess for every
Once.
picture?
Once.
Once ever. Okay.
Ooh.
Metal
Sammi.
Gear Solid Peace Walker.
That is incorrect. Actually, you know what? I like the idea better that you can each guess per picture if you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Dean.
Overwatch.
Overwatch is correct,
Oh!
actually. Dean, you got the 200 points. Can you get the score? What was the rating that IGN
Score
gave
of
Overwatch? Yes.
9.7, probably.
9.7. Sammi, what do you think?
9.8.
9.8.
Ooh.
Alicia?
9.6.
9.6. Wow, you've surrounded Dean's score and screwed him over. Well done. It goes to Alicia. The score was 9.4. 100 points for Alicia. So Alicia will be starting, or sorry, Dean will be starting round 2 because you got the game correct. All right, moving into round 2. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, wow. Oh, sound effects now.
These
No
are
whammies. No whammies.
the categories of this round are racers, peripheral games,
Oh.
Sega Dreamcast, and Souls Likes. All right, Dean, you got the category.
I missed the Dreamcast.
Me too.
Dreamcast, game 1. Here we go.
Deancast.
This game was released in the year 2000 for the Sega Dreamcast. It is
Who could've
a
guessed?
RPG. Online gaming has been something of a quadruple. Oh, Dean.
Phantasy Star Online 2.
Phantasy Star Online is correct. It is not 2.
It's not 2?
First one.
That's fine. It's still Phantasy Star Online.
No one needs to buzz. Sammi.
Starline.
Yes, that is correct. It is Phantasy Star Online. What was the rating for Phantasy Star Online?
7.4.
7.4. Alicia.
7.6.
Dean.
I was going to say probably closer to like 6.8.
If it's that low,
Wow.
I'm going to be so... It's got to... Sorry, just to chime in.
I played so much Fantasy Star.
I know, me
Online.
too. It's got to
I
be an
got
8.
mad at
It's got to
it.
be an
I never got
8.5.
my Dreamcast
It's got to be an
online.
8.5.
Well, Jason, you'll be excited because the score was at 9.3.
Whoa! Okay.
The score goes to Alicia, who guessed 7.6.
So low.
So everyone got 100 points that round. Great. Good job. All right, Sammi, the category is yours.
Ooh, peripheral games. 1.
All right, here we go. This was, and if you don't, I guess right away. This game was released for the GameCube in 2003. Sammi,
The DK Bongos.
that's right, it's Donkey Konga.
Yay!
I'll give you DK Bongo.
Yeah, you name the...
DK
that's-
Bongos.
Being able to
Yeah,
name the
that's not-
peripheral is good.
You cannot give her DK Bongos if you don't want to give me the zoo game from Madagascar.
You didn't say
You can't do that.
You said animals that escape a zoo. That's not
That
even
could also
close.
be Into the Wild. But
What are you talking about? If this is about game title, I was robbed. And I expect some angry fan base to agree with how correct I am.
Well, we'll get right on that. Sammi, welcome. Congratulations on your 200 points. Do you want to try and guess the rating?
This game's rigged. Fighting an uphill battle.
7.9.
7.9. Alicia.
I'm so mad because I want to say 7.8.
Okay. Dean.
I think people really liked this one. I'm gonna like ballpark like an 8.5.
8.5 is exactly correct.
Wow.
Dean gets the 100 points.
Nice.
GG.
Well done, Dean. All right, Sammy, the category is yours, though.
Souls like 1.
All right, this game was released for the PS4 and Xbox One in 2023. It is a Souls-like. At first, I was afraid, I was petrified. I kept thinking, how could Respawn follow up on its outstanding previous title? But then I spent so many nights playing the sequel, finding out how they got it right, and Cal Kestis grew strong, and I learned how to get along. Dean?
Jedi Fallen Order.
No! Unfortunately, it is not Jedi Fallen Order, but that is the right series.
Oh, Fallen Order is the fucking sequel.
So I will let Alicia.
Is it Jedi Academy?
No, it is not Jedi Academy. Sammy, do you got a guess?
Star Wars game.
All right, Sammy doesn't get it. All right, no one gets the second 100. It was Jedi Survivor. Dean, what do you think the score was for Jedi Survivor?
9.3.
9.3. Sammy, what do you got?
We'll go 8.
8. Alicia?
8.5.
8.5. Closest score is Dean. It was a 9 flat.
Wow.
Dean gets 100 points.
Good game.
Good game.
Pretty good game. Dean, you got the category.
Let's do the one I know the least about. Go with racers.
Which one?
2. Just mix it up.
2. All right,
gotta
Alicia.
This is gonna be really hard for me to watch.
The podcast ghost is very enthused at racing games.
This game is on the PS3, Xbox 360, released in 2011. It is a racing game. It's been 3 years since the last game of this series, the open world game of the series, and even longer since the last traditional game of the series effort. Developer, Dean?
Paradise City. I forget the name of the main title.
You need the main title.
It wasn't Paradise City. It was not Flat Out. Burnout?
Burnout is correct. However, that was not the correct game. Alicia, you buzzed in next. What is the correct Burnout?
Oh, Burnout Paradise.
No. Sammy?
Burnout Most Wanted.
No. Close. No one gets the points. It was Burnout Crash.
Crash?
Correct? What is that?
Crash and Burnout.
It wasn't a 2D
It's called
one, was it?
Burnout Crash. I don't
Was that the 2D
know.
one?
I
Is
don't
this a real game?
Yeah, what
Does
the?
this feature
I've never heard of that.
It's a top-down Burnout game.
I have seen this. I have played this.
Seems bad.
It was fun. It was about crashing.
Well, let's see what IGN gave it.
Oh, was that
let's
that was
find
like the
out.
one where it's kind of like a puzzle game, right? Like you.
Yeah, you
don't
just
know.
kind of explode as big as you can.
Yeah.
kinda.
Dean, what do you think? What would you give this, or what do you think IGN gave it?
I've never played this game at all, and I've never heard of it. But
Good start.
I'm gonna stick with the title of the show and just say it's a 7 out of 10.
I like. That's good. Sammy, what do you think?
You gotta follow your heart.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's go 6.
6. Alicia, what do you got?
7.5.
7.5 is exactly correct. Alicia gets.
Ooh.
Hey,
Dean,
I'm
you
the
won
only one who's
category.
actually seen this.
All right, you know what? That's
You
fair.
won the
I'll hand that.
category. All right, Dean, you won the category. Which one do you want?
Let's go Peripheral Game 2.
Peripheral Game 2. This was released for the PS2 in 2005. It's a rhythm game. If you had the choice between... Oh, Sammy.
Dance Dance Revolution 2.
Incorrect. Unfortunately,
Interesting guess.
if you had the choice between hopping around to one of Britney Spears' classics or strapping on a Gibson SG and rocking out to frickin' Alicia?
Is it Rock Band?
No, it's not Rock Band. Strapping on a Gibson SG and rocking out to friggin' Iron Man. Which would you
I'm gonna let him-
choose?
I'm gonna let
If
him
you
finish.
chose the former, then hold over here. If you're like us, though, you'd rather watch Ozzy bite the head off a living creature than watch a skinny guy blonde, or on second thought, we'll take Ozzy every time. What is this review?
What?
Dean, go.
It's got to be Guitar Hero then. It's the only one
Thank
left.
God you saved me from reading that review.
Oh my God.
Guitar
Yeah, that
Hero.
was rough.
I thought you were like doing a
Heroes.
bit there for a second.
I thought it was a bit too, but you just hated reading the words in front of your eyes.
It's
That was so
terrible. Odd. All right. Guitar Hero is correct. And you get the bonus for getting the right genre or the right series. It was Guitar Hero 1. What was the score for Guitar Hero 1 on the PS2, Dean?
I don't know. It was novel at the time. People probably gave it like I'm gonna say 9.5, I guess.
9.5. Sammy, what do you think?
8.7.
8.7. Alicia?
9.3.
9.3 takes it. It was 9.2.
Oh, damn.
Boo.
I would have expected higher too. Like definitely for the novelty alone at the time.
I mean, I loved this game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the novelty, and it's like kind of its own genre at that point. Like it's a what's the word?
They need to come back.
I forgot the word for breakout game.
Breakout
Breakout
game.
Break out genre. Break out.
There's a fancy word for it that my brain was scrambling for.
This is the weirdest review ever. If you had the choice between hopping around to one of Britney Spears' classics, in quotes, or strapping on a Gibson SG and rocking out to frickin' Iron Man, which would you choose? If you chose the former, then head over here. And the here that it links you to is Barbie Horse Adventures. Like,
So that sounds exactly like what I would expect from like the edgy like 2005 bullshit that they were on.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
That's very like post 90s extreme culture, of which I was
Oh my
deeply
god.
into, regrettably.
That was the we hate mascots now. Forget
Yeah.
platformers. We're done with that shit. That's kitty shit.
All right, Dean, you have the category, I believe.
Let's try Souls-likes again.
All right, second one. All right, this was released for the PS5 and PS4 in 2017. It is an action RPG, Souls-like. This game owes a lot to Dark Souls. That's a phrase you hear all the time these days, but in this case, it's more accurate than most. From its demanding but rewarding combat to its labyrinthian levels full of thrilling danger and secrets, the influence from From Software's action RPG series undeniably forms the foundation for Team Ninja's latest endeavor. Dean.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice?
No, that is not correct.
Damn.
Moving
No, that
on.
was FromSoft, wasn't it?
That was
from
from
Ninja.
Soft.
Yeah. Nah,
This game also
beans.
boldly asserts a fresh and surprising identity of its own with its intricately layered combat system and that allows just enough room for customization while still adhering to the interesting constraints of its stamina-based framework, forcing you to adapt to your playstyle by the second. A welcoming variety of foes to face, clever bosses to take down, and a story that's equal parts endearing and terrifying makes this game's long journey even more exciting than the last. The story functions mostly as interesting flavor for your adventure. You play a fictionalized version of real-life sailor William Adams, who becomes an almost comically inexplicable demon-slaying action hero in the Sengoku period of Japan.
Oh, I know this game now. Fuck.
Alicia.
What? Oh, was it me?
You did buzz in. I'm looking at your buzzer on the buzz.
Wait, what did you say?
Do you know the answer, Alicia?
What year was it? What year was it? You
The
said
year
it, right?
was 2017.
Is it? It's not Wukong.
It is not Wukong.
That's newer. Ah!
Sammy, do you have a guess? Oh, I'm passing on everyone. This is the first one.
No, don't pass on me. Let me do it again.
No, I'm not giving you the second chance again. That was not how this game works. The
It
answer was
was-
Neo.
It was yes, I knew that.
Neo. That's Square Enix, right?
It is not. It's a Team Ninja.
What?
They did make
Oh.
a sequel.
They did. Dean, since it was your category, I'll let you.
Yes, the rating.
I don't know. Niho is pretty good. 8.32. I'm gonna say 8.2.
8.2. Sammy, what do you think?
8.7.
All right, Alicia.
8.5.
It goes to Sammy. It was a 9.6.
Oh,
a massive
wow.
game.
Wow.
This is not my category.
I'm gonna give Sammy the category. Sammy, you got the category. I'm guessing anything close to correct for this.
Cool.
Vengeful host here.
Spiteful,
do-
you mean?
Let's do Racers 3.
Racers 3. This game was released for the PS4, Xbox One in 2015. It's a racer. This game is more than just the best Codemasters rally game to date. It's arguably the best racing game Codemasters has produced in a decade, perhaps ever. Dean.
What's it called? It's like Trackmaster Nations or something.
It is not Trackmaster Nations, unfortunately. It's certainly the best crack at a hardcore rally game since 2004's heavily worshipped Richard Burns rally from Warthog Games. It's brilliant. This game sheds the showmanship of past installments and shifts the series back to pure, unforgiving rallying. I think that's all I need to do with the review. If you don't get it, you probably won't. Alicia, do you have a guess? Sammy? Those weren't words?
Forza Horizon.
No, it is not Forza Horizon. Sammy, do you have a guess?
Crew 2.
Crew 2
Ooh,
is
the
not
Crew.
correct, but yes. Jason, do you know the answer?
Coffee.
Dirt Rally.
Dirt Rally is correct. 100 points to Jason.
It wasn't Excite Bike. Sorry.
Dirt Rally is correct. Sammy, since you picked the category, I'll let you try and guess the rating. What was the rating for Dirt Rally?
7.8.
7.8. Alicia?
7.3.
Dean?
It really was really good. From what people tell me, I never played it, but
I don't play racing games, but if I did.
I'm not saying I don't play racing games. I just never played this one. I don't know, 8.9.
8.9 is exactly correct. 100 points for Dean.
Nice.
Wow, Dean, I think you've nailed the correct guesses more than anyone.
Alicia's gotten a few.
That's true, but I think
I
you
like
got
numbers.
a few more.
I
Dean,
just-
I'll pick the category because
I just follow my heart, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm like people really like you kind of gotta narrow it down. It's like, okay, I liked this game, but what did people say about it?
All right.
Anyway, I'm not gonna
You
give up
get
my
the cat-
strategy anymore.
Category is yours, Dean.
Dreamcast, Game 2.
So for Dreamcast Game 2, it was released in 2000 for the Sega Dreamcast. It is an adventure game. These words, spoken by the female character Ling Sha-hua in the introduction movie of this game, seem to be referring to the Alicia.
It's not Soul Calibur, is it?
It is not Soul Calibur. Seem to be referring to the protagonist of the game, Ryo Hazuki. After all, she does talk about a young man. Sammy.
Shenmue 3?
It is Shenmue, a game, but not 3. Dean, what do you think it is?
No, wait.
Then it would have to be Shenmue. I'm gonna say Shenmue 2.
Which is also wrong. It is
Shenmue.
Shenmue.
Shenmue. It's the first Shenmue.
Damn it, you're so
First
right.
Shenmue.
I was like,
Let me
the second
take
the
care of
number
that
2
kitty
left
cat.
my lips, I was like, no, this ain't it.
It's the second one. I don't think ever released on Dreamcast in the States.
That's right. But Sammy, you
Time's
got
not
100
real.
points because you did get Shenmue. So the 100 points are yours.
Oh.
Can you guess the rating of Shenmue for the Dreamcast?
I think it was really high. It was. Let's go with 9.
Was it?
Okay. 9, Alicia.
8.7.
8.7, Dean.
9.5.
Because didn't it have like a really novel day-night system?
It did.
But the score goes to Dean. The correct answer was 9.7.
Wow.
Wow.
You get the 100
Shenmue's
points.
legendary.
Yeah.
Can't argue with it.
All right, Sammy, you get the category though.
Peripherals 3.
All right, Peripheral Game 3. This was released for the Xbox in 2002. Don't believe what all those magazines say about size not mattering. That's just fluff to make you feel good. The truth is, good things can indeed come in big packages. When you're talking about the super-sized mech simulator, this game from Capcom, if you thought the... Oh, Dean.
Steel Battalion.
Steel Battalion is correct.
Nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Man,
I
those
wanted that
2000...
controller.
I wanted
So
that
bad.
too. I wanted it too.
Those 2000 reviews are...
They're disgusting.
They're absolute. Like, I was reading
There's
that and I
something,
just
right?
felt wrong.
Yeah.
It felt dirty.
Do better,
somehow.
past.
Historically speaking, they never have.
And then
all right, Dean, you got the 200 points because there was never a Steel Battalion made ever again. So what is the rating of Steel Battalion?
Shit. Did people like Steel Battalion?
I weirdly feel like I remember this too.
I'm gonna say 7.5.
7.5. Sammy?
8.
8. Alicia?
8.3.
8.3 is exactly correct.
Damn it. Okay, pretty good.
Damn it.
Wow. I honestly thought 7.5 was going to be on the dot.
Yeah. No, it apparently was weirdly 8.3, and Alicia just knew.
Yeah.
All right, Dean, you got the category.
Let's round out racers. Game
All right.
1.
All right, let's see if Jason will know this one just from the console and year. As always, I'm always curious. This is for the PS1 on 1999. It is a racing game. Looking at this series list of video game achievements is like looking at Wayne Gretzky's phenomenal... Oh, Alicia.
Is it Crash Team Racing?
It is not. It's overwhelming to the average person or even the average fan. Gazing at the surface of this game, it's easy to make the same mistake. At a quick glance, this game looks relatively the same as its predecessor, and for newcomers, the racing initially seems overly hard and much too like... Dean?
Its predecessor, Gran Turismo 2.
That's right, Gran Turismo 2!
Yeah, nice.
What do you think is the rating for this game,
Ooh.
Dean?
I remember
We
those games, and they were well loved. So I'm gonna
Of
say
all the
9.5.
of all the racing games that exist, this is probably the one I played the most, actually, because my brother and I were really into Gran Turismo 1, and then when 2 came out, it was just like everything but 1 but better. Like it had just so much more
Yeah.
content, and we played the hell out of it. And like
I played NASCAR Rumble.
And I think like the Gran Turismo series made like 4 or 5 games before anybody even like approached like their sort of status as the racing king.
Yes. because they did all the
They
the
were the
simulation stuff
graphics
where you
team.
could do like you could set your own manual gear shifting triggers and like
Yeah.
you could set like weight balances on your
Oh, yeah.
tires, which was like
For freaks.
unheard of.
For freaks.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Okay, Sammy, what do you think is the score?
Let's go 9.
9. Alicia, what do you think?
8.9.
So actually, Dean's the closest, and not only that, this is the highest score in round 2. It's a 9.8. The highest
wow.
score of round 2. Dean gets the full point.
He's doing a dance. He's doing a victory dance. He's disqualified.
All right, Dean, the category is yours.
Let's finish off Dreamcast.
All right, the final Dreamcast game. It's released in 1999. It is a fighting game. In it, Dean,
Power Stone.
Power Stone is correct.
No, that's like my kind of answer, but
I said there was one game I want it to be, and it was Power Stone.
that's what I wanted to
Dreamcast fighting game.
Ew.
Power Stone
better-
needs to come back immediately.
Yes,
That
it's
is
the better
beautiful.
Smash Brothers, especially from back then, anyway.
What?
I don't know
was-
what it's rated. I cannot
Yes.
guess.
What is the IGN rating of Power Stone?
8.
8. Sammy, what do you think?
I've never even seen a Dreamcast in person. So,
You're missing out, dude. Like, my goodness.
let's go 8.5.
9. This game rules.
Dreamcast
God.
innovated. Dreamcast walked so the PlayStation 3 could
I know
run.
Dreamcast
true,
actually
yeah.
had a lot of neat things that it took them a while to get on the PS2 even.
First console with online connectivity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The VMUs were like groundbreaking
Oh,
and
yeah.
have never been replicated since.
That's true. Even though the battery died like immediately.
But you know who got the 100 points? Sammy! It was
Ah!
8.7, so 8.5 was
Okay.
closest.
Wow.
Pretty
I
good.
failed Dreamcast.
All right, the last game for Dean is a Souls-like. Let's see if Dean can do it. So this game was released for the PS4, Xbox One in 2017. Billing itself as a hardcore action RPG, developer Deck 13 assimilates the difficult and labyrinthian style of games like Bloodborne and Dark Souls and adds its own unique flavor to deliver a challenging and fun, though a bit disjointed, sci-fi survival adventure. No buzzes. Okay.
Fuck, I know this one.
You'll spend the lengthy campaign in an exosuit, exploring a series of locations that check all the trademark boxes of near-future industrial
Fuck was the name of
zones.
this game?
Some of these environments clearly adhere to the big industrial facility rulebook, in that all maintenance shafts must look alike, but the majority of each area has its own unique style and creative layout, and gratuitous pathways. Dean,
The Surge.
The Surge is correct. You got it.
The Surge was okay. The Surge 2 was better.
Has anyone else
thank
other
you.
than
This
Dean
gives us
even
hints.
heard of The Surge?
I have actually.
Never
yeah.
once in my life.
You like get pieces off of your dead enemies to put
Yeah,
on your exosuit, so like it's a cool
Disassemble.
idea.
Yeah, that's what's cool about it. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, wait a minute, exosuit. Hold on. There's only one that
It's
does
Knack
those.
2?
It's
it is
Knack
one.
2.
Yeah. All right, Dean, what do you
Yeah.
think the score of The Surge
Hell
was?
yeah.
I'm
There
gonna
was
say
a
7 out of 10.
sequel.
I can't guess.
I like it. I like that guess. Sammy, what do you think?
6.
6. Alicia, what do you think?
7.3.
7.3. It goes to Alicia. It was a 7.9.
Wow.
Okay.
All
Well, at
right.
least it got the accolades that I think it deserved.
Okay, so that ends round 2. The scores for everyone are: Sammy, you are in last with 1,050. Alicia, you got 1,150. And Dean, you are in the lead with
2,900.
I'm comfortable with my lead.
Here's
Yeah,
how this
100%.
final round is going to work. It's going to be Jeopardy rules. I'll give you 60 seconds to pick the correct title. I'm going to show you 4 titles. Only one of these titles got a 7 out of 10. You have to guess the correct title that got 7 out of 10. Now, I'm going to start the timer, and you guys will have to pick the wager and the answer. And you get 60 seconds to do both. So here we go. These are the 4 games. I have now started the 60-second timer. So write down your wager and pick which game got exactly 7 out of 10 of these platformers. Braid was released in 2012. Gex 3 Deep Cover Gecko was released in 1999. Ukulele was released in 2017. And Mighty No. 9 was released in 2016.
My hands are tied.
Don't say it out loud, please. 20 seconds remaining.
Tempted tempted to just look it up now that my vote's already in.
I'll tell you it in 10 seconds.
I could type it in faster than 10 seconds.
Wait a couple seconds. Okay.
I'm not breaking the spirit. We're good.
All right. The timer is up. Pencils down. All right. So, Sammi guessed all in on Gex 3.
Oh.
Interesting.
Gex 3 is not the correct answer. Sammi has 0 points. I'm sorry, Sammi. All right, next up is Alicia. Alicia, what was your guess?
I say ukulele.
Ukulele is the correct answer. Alicia has 2,300 points. Dean, what was your answer?
I also guessed ukulele for 1,000 points.
That makes Dean have
3,900 points.
and Dean is the big winner.
Congratulations.
Ukulele was our 7 out of 10. Braid was an 8.8. Gex 3 was an 8.1. And Mighty Number 9 was a 5.2.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I remember that one being low.
I know Mighty Nine was a pretty big disappointment.
Yeah.
I know I helped fund ukulele, but then I never really played it.
All right.
Yay.
Well done, Dean. You
Yes.
won.
You can expect your check in the mail.
You won the.
Yeah,
You'll
I
expect your check for
definitely
$3,400 as soon as this show earns $3,400.
Hold on now. I can never play this game again. Now that I'm the champion, I should let other people follow in my wake. I've already reached the top of the mountain. I don't need to climb it twice.
Well, it's like Jeopardy. Now you got to be the host.
No,
I don't want that.
no, nobody likes that.
Can Dean have a fake host voice? That's very insincere.
I absolutely can, Andrew. Don't worry about that.
Ooh, that's good.
I love it.
Nice,
That's good.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so insincere. Yeah.
I hope you guys had fun. Thank you for watching. And that was 7 out of 10. Hopefully we can do this show again. Till next time, Funcast listeners. Bye-bye.
Later.